what Frank Isola should have said is like, look, LeBron would like to add Carmelo. Would he move him for Kevin Love? If that's the last piece, if you got just everything back in return. Because remember, they need a backup point guard. They need more weapons. If you could find a way to trade away any piece that LeBron doesn't want, get a backup point guard, get another perimeter weapon, and get Carmelo Anthony just for Kevin Love, like you'd have to, on some level, consider it. Right? Amon Shumpert's in a walking boot after last night. J.R. Smith is still out. They lost the Birdman. Like, these are three guys that they expected to contribute, and now you're piling up with injuries. So this is, you know what it's no different than, Klug? It's no different than me in North Carolina last year in the game of telephone. Right? Where what I said on Inside College Basketball was, hey, people in college basketball wonder if Roy Williams is going to walk away at the end of the season if they win a national championship or go to a Final Four. And it got back to Roy Williams as, I said Roy Williams is going to retire. Like, that's not what I said. It's not close to what I said. Semantics do kind of matter. And what Frank Isola said was he's still pursuing, hey, I'd like to have Melo. Would I consider trading Kevin Love? I guess if we got a ton in return, I felt like we got so much in return, it was such a good deal that we had to give him up. Like, okay, let's explore it. But that doesn't mean that it's close to happening. And LeBron probably got word that LeBron is pushing Kevin Love out. Like, again, the story that we read, we sat down and read. Whereas LeBron, after a game, is, hey, Frank Isola says that you're pushing to move Kevin Love for Carmelo Anthony. That story came out during the game. That's why he's like, to put a story out while the game is being played. Like, no, it's a story he'd been working on. As soon as he got it, he wrote it. He pressed send. It's out there. It had nothing to do with the fact that you're playing the Wizards. Wizards versus Cavs on a Monday night is not some protected NBA, ceremonial game. Right? It's not like A-Rod opting out of his contract during the World Series. And by the way, it's when you're writing a story and you have a breaking story, you have it for somebody else, and one of the teams that you're writing about, whose star player was in a controversy with Charles Barkley because he claimed he wanted more players, happens to be playing on national TV, that's the perfect time to put that story out. I don't like that he wrote source instead of sources. I don't love that he got his info from other teams because other teams, everybody lies about it, everybody else's other team, right? And I think that it was written in a way in which it's meant to feel like he's really pushing for it and would move when I would guess, would they make the move? Yeah, but it would just have to be the Knicks would have to move heaven and earth in order to make it happen. And I feel like the Knicks want that story out there, or Carmelo wants it out there, because right now, no one of substance is willing to move. And like, remember the story we heard out of the Clippers? Like, hey, we'd love to take Carmelo. We're not giving you any of our good players. The Boston Celtics, yeah, we'll trade for him. We're not giving you any of our good players or good picks. We'll give you Marcus Smart and a couple other dudes we're not sure we want long term. So it feels like to me either Melo, probably Melo more than the Knicks, because remember, the Knicks hate Frank Isola because he hates them. So it feels like Melo's people are trying to drive up the value and interest on Melo because it's just not there. LeBron is playing the game of telephone, overreacting to whatever he was told, which is not truly what was written. And Frank Isola probably took a little bit of liberty with just how involved Kevin Love is, whereas I think the Cavs are like, look, we really don't want to move Kevin, but if you do want us to move Kevin Love, you're going to have to move heaven and earth in order to do so.